The patch notes for update 18.2 are finally here, and the update is also now playable on the PC test servers. There is an absolute ton of really interesting looking content in this patch, and today I'm going to go through the patch notes as quickly as I can to give you a summary of everything that is in there. Hey everybody, my name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and welcome back to another PUBG video. After I run through the patch notes today, I'm going to be checking out gameplay on the test server itself, streaming that on YouTube. So go and see if I'm live right now, and if I'm not, I'll leave the VOD up so you can go and check that out and see all of the new features with some gameplay on the PC test servers. I'll also be streaming later on Twitch as well, so check it on YouTube, check it on Twitch, and I'll probably be live checking out the new map. So there's a lot of interesting stuff in the patch notes here. I'm not going to go through everything in loads of detail. Some of it we already know a little bit about, and I don't want to take absolutely ages, but we've got some information here that is new. There's some stuff that isn't on the test servers. There's some stuff we didn't know about, so we're going to go through that and see what exciting stuff is in here for us. Here we've got the release schedule that we knew already. We've got PC going out next Wednesday, July 13th, and console going live on July 21st. There won't be a test server for console. It'll just go straight to live. As for map availability on the test server, it comes with featured map Deston and then Miramar and Karakin available as well as normal match. Once we go into the live servers, you're going to see Deston as a featured map, as most you would have expected, and then the normal match queue is going to be Erangel, Miramar, Tago, Sanok, and Karakin. So we lose Paramo in favor of Karakin. Ranked servers are going to stay the same for now with Erangel, Miramar, and Tago. It does mention here that things can be changed, modified, blah blah blah. So for instance, something like featured map, we may see that get dropped for certain queues over the weeks or months of Destin coming out if that's having a negative effect on matchmaking time. But it definitely needs to be featured map originally, because everyone would be pretty annoyed if they put out a new map and then you couldn't even get a game on it. Moving down, we've got the map of Destin. We're not going to go through this in detail because most of us have probably seen it before. I've done some content on it before, and we're going to look at this live with some gameplay in a little while. But there it is if you wanted to have a quick nose. As we go down, it tells you a little bit about the stuff in Destin. Most of these things we kind of knew already. It's going to be featured map. It's in TPP and FPP, it says. I imagine for console that's probably not the case because we don't have as many FPP queues. We'll just have to wait and see what they give us depending on region. Solos, duos, and squads, including one-man squads available. All very standard stuff there. It is going to be available in custom matches and on sandbox mode, which is a sort of custom match setting that PUBG partners get, which is only on PC, and it allows them to sort of spawn in items and stuff like that. So it'll be available in that. You also get bots can spawn. It tells you the vehicles that are going to be available. It doesn't mention the police car. I can't remember what that was called, but it's not listed here, so I don't think that is in the update. You get the pickup, the Dacia, the coupe, RB, the motorbike, dirt bike, roadster motorcycle, quad, buggy, boat, aqua rail, and the new airboats that we've seen some video clips of. Also mentioned some weapons that don't spawn. We've got the flare gun, DP, S12K, G36, QBU, QBZ, K2, sticky bomb, mortar links, and 15X will not spawn on Destin. Then goes on to mention a few points of interest. I'll skip through these because we've already kind of looked at these in other videos, but it mentions Ripson, the main built-up city area, the swamp, which, well, it's a swamp. The concert area is a big theme park area. The hydroelectric dam, assembly, and arena also mentioned with some small pitches here. Next up, we have map utility items. So this is kind of a new class of item. It basically is the parachute and the ascender that you use for going on zip lines and the ascender lines or ropes or whatever, but they don't take up inventory space. They can't be dropped. They're just kind of permanent items that you just have on you and don't take up any space. So you have the ascender attachment and you have the utility parachute, which is your reusable parachute. You can keep redeploying it as many times as you like, and the ascender allows you to use those zip lines as mentioned. The rest of that stuff doesn't really matter too much. You can also get keys. You can find keys around the map which will open certain special doors. These will stack and you can use them to open multiple doors and get special items from those. It tells us about those in a minute. This is a picture of the ascender we've seen already in use. You can zip up buildings, zip down them. You can go up ascender towers, which I think it shows you in a minute. These cell towers, you can zip up to the top and then it will throw you out the top and automatically deploy your parachute, and then you can parachute across the battlefield. So those are the cell towers and the ascenders or descenders. There's also drone accessible spaces. Some buildings have these little holes on the side that you can fly a drone through and then pick up items from within them. They're only accessible by drones, which is kind of an interesting concept. And then it also talks about these keys and doors here. So this is an image of one of the security keys and one of these doors that you can get inside. It says you can get high tier items at your own risk. The doors can only be opened by players. They can't then be closed again. So if you do see an open door, you know that a player has been there at some stage. Further down, we have the fuel pump, the fuel station. So you can go to a petrol station, a gas station, and fuel up your car while sitting next to it. You can also blow these up if someone is fueling their car and you want to set a trap or whatever. It's quite a nice feature. So looking forward to checking that out. It says lots of stuff here. I'm not going to read it all. I'll put the link down below. If you want to read all of the details on the finesse of fueling your car, you can do that, but we won't go through that right now. Here's a picture of the new weapon, the O12, the Origin 12 full auto shotgun that fires slug rounds. We can see some information about it here. It tells us the damage is 100, effective fire range, prox 300 meters, I guess that is. It seems like kind of a long way, but I guess it's going to have a significant damage drop off at that range. Muzzle velocity, 625 meters a second, RPM. Only takes a hollow and a red dot. You can't bang a 6x on it. Can take a grip. Doesn't take a mag or a stock. It can't take the normal shotgun attachments, but it can take AR ones, so it can actually put a suppressor, flash hider, and a comp on it as well, which is kind of interesting. So looking forward to trying that out. Slug shotgun, full auto, sounds pretty unique and interesting and might be quite a fun one. Here's the new vehicle, the airboat, a nice picture of that. It goes pretty fast on water, not very fast on land, and that is unique to Deston. Takes up to 5 players. We haven't had a 5-player vehicle for a while, so nice to see another 5-player one in there, so you can maybe try and sneak onto the back of an enemy squad vehicle and go for a ride like you used to be able to do in UAZs back in the day when they had 5 seats. They've also made some changes to Miramar. You can see a little bit of tweak here to the warehouse in the image below. They've changed some stuff with terrain to make it a bit smoother for driving. They've changed the look of a few little buildings. They've moved a billboard on St. Martin's roof and various things like that. So you'll notice a few changes around the map on Miramar. The one most striking is the sides of these warehouses here that were changed once before and now have been changed again. So there's lots of those around in Miramar. Be interesting to see how they end up now. This second picture is a bit more like a spot the difference, to be honest. There's a little bit of white paint up here that looks a bit different. So it's just kind of textures, I think, on this one. Oh, on the top of the like shutters above the arches, I think, but I can't see much else on there. So pretty unremarkable, that picture. Also, these billboards have been added around the map with a little sombrero and a moustache on top. I can get behind that. Oasis has had some changes made. They've changed the water levels in it. They've added some more vehicle spawns to the area. I think they've put some road through and just made it a little bit more accessible and put it as a named location on the map. So that's cool to see. There do seem to be quite a lot of circles that end up getting pushed up there and be fun to have a play around there. They've made some changes to Chamacera as well. They put in some more vehicle spawns there also. Spawn rate of the Coupe RB has been increased, so you'll now see that around more on all of the maps that it spawns on, Erangel, Vikendi, and Tago. And a nice, interesting one that everyone on console has been waiting for, console graphics option. Now, I don't know how excited to be about this or not. We won't really know until we get the update on the 21st or some footage shown with these different options. But basically, they've tweaked slightly, I think, the configurable options depending on your console that you can set for graphics. And the real difference is that they've put in this 2 different anti-aliasing options you can select, FXAA and TAA. And anti-aliasing kind of affects the sort of shimmery edges you often tend to see on things that can be a bit distracting and look a bit ugly. So it's going to be interesting to see what difference that makes. That's not configurable on all consoles. It does say 4K 60 FPS here for the Series X. I don't know if that's, guaranteed to be 60 FPS at 4K. I know plenty of people play at lower resolution to make sure they get a better frame rate. So we'll just have to test that when it comes. The anti-aliasing thing kind of concerns me because to have it as a changeable option suggests they're not really sure if it's better or not. Whereas you know, if they'd made a change that was just an improvement, then surely that should just be on all the time on the Series X and maybe configurable on, you know, the weaker consoles, because obviously FXAA is the lower quality one because that's what you get on the Series S. So we'll just have to wait and see how it looks. I think we'll have to test that when we get it, but it gives you a list here of all the different consoles and what options you'll have on each one, so you can have a look. And if you've got an Xbox One X, One S, PS5, PS4, whatever, it tells you what available options you're going to have. So interesting one. Looking forward to checking out. It's nice to see something done there. We'll just have to wait and see what it's going to be like. It does mention that the change is available because of TAA ghosting issues, but I don't really know what that means. So again, just have to test that one out. Mentions the new Survivor Pass, which I did a video on yesterday. If you want to see some images of everything in the Survivor Pass, check out my video from yesterday. It goes over all the details in the new Survivor Pass, which is going to be available once this goes live next week for PC. Another big new thing in the patch notes is the workshop system. So it says purchase chests and keys from the store, gather imprints, vouchers, credits, and tokens, and craft various skins. So I think it's basically a bit like contraband stuff, but you can kind of get skins rather than, or outfits rather than weapon skins, I think. Maybe there are weapon skins as well. It's kind of worrying that it sounds like we've got imprints, vouchers, credits, and tokens. So we've got 4 new things. I mean, a bit like contraband, where you have scrap and polymers and schematics and lots of confusingly named things that seem kind of arbitrary. So it sounds like it's going to be a bit confusing to get your head around initially. You buy stuff, you unlock stuff, and you can get skins. You can either get special unique skins or new skins, special skins, I should say. And it did mention, I think, somewhere that you might be able to get skins that had previously been available in old Survivor passes or old esports events and stuff like that. It does show that there's stuff you can get with BP here. So there's keys you can buy with BP, hunter chests you can buy with BP, and then there's stuff that's available for G-Coin as well, these archivist chests here. So you're going to assume that the G-Coin ones are a lot better than the BP, but there is something you can buy with BP. So fingers crossed, maybe BP is going to be useful again, possibly, maybe. Tells you a bit more detail here. You buy a chest, you buy a key, you open the chest, you get some stuff, you can do some stuff with it, and you can get some skins. But once this system is out fully, I'll try and break it down and do a nice video that explains it all in layman's terms so we can all get our head around it. It's not on the test server, it's going to be on the test server for the next update, but we will have to wait till this goes out on live so we can really have a look at it and try and grasp exactly how it works and explain it to everybody. The new weapon mastery overhaul is here as well. This has been rumored for a while and we've been waiting for it. This looks pretty good. You can now level up stuff to level 700 basically, and it gives you a bit more information on this new page about the progress of your guns. Each 100 levels is a different tier. You have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, and master tier, which is tier 600 or level 600 to level 700. And it tells you a bit more detail about all of this. There's various medals and stuff you can get. Charms are now being retroactively rewarded based on the highest level weapon after the update. So you're going to get given some charms, but you can now buy charms with BP. So yeah, there's a lot to take in here. It's going to be easier once we can just have a look at it. So I'm going to have a look at this once we get it on the servers, and I'll do another video about it that explains it in more detail. But it looks like you'll be able to now have a bit more fun with weapon mastery, take things to a higher level, and just generally feel like we have a bit more progression when looking at stats in game. As you level up, you will also get weapon nameplates that evolve as you go up through the higher tiers. Nameplate is what you see come up in the middle of the screen when you kill someone. It's not the kill feed icon in the top right, but it's your sort of icon in the middle of the screen. So that'd be kind of cool to see that get fancier and fancier. They've made some slight changes to how you get XP for guns as well. So they've increased the bonus multiplier to allow less popular guns to level up faster, which I kind of understand. They've also changed it so points are now based on kills, and defeat distance is no longer included. So before, your snipers and DMRs tended to level up quite fast because of all the long range kills. Now I guess they'll level up at the same rate-ish as other stuff because distance is taken out of it. Here's a little preview of some of the medals you can unlock through getting weapon mastery. You can put those on your little nameplate as well, so they look pretty nice. Would have been nice to see like a gun skin or something for getting to like max level. Would have been really cool, like a gun skin that you only get at master tier or level 700 on a gun. Would have been really cool. Maybe that's something they can implement in future, but I would love to see that. Or a kill feed icon, but I guess that's kind of monetized or paywalled behind the contraband crates, so maybe not something they would consider doing. There's a few little tweaks here that aren't too critical. They've adjusted the BP balance, so basically you earn BP at a slightly different rate to try and balance the differences in BP between different players, or the differences in BP income, I should say. And then there's some small tweaks they've made to custom matches, performance stuff for console and PC, and a big range of bug fixes we're not going to go through in detail. But I'll put the link to these patch notes in the description below. Do go and check it out. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be live streaming footage of the test server today, this morning on YouTube, and this afternoon on Twitch. So do take a look and see if I'm live doing that, or check out the video. And I'll be doing lots of videos covering all of this stuff in short form, nice, concise content over the next few days, so keep an eye out for that as well. If you've enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, then clicking the like button really helps us out, and subscribing to stay up to date with all our content. As well as that, adding our PUBG creator code is another really good way you can support the channel. So I'll put a little advert at the end of this video that just tells you how you can do that. But thanks very much for watching. My name's Ben. We are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, G-Coin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up, and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam account on the Linked Accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type the Beard Guys into the box, or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click Submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us, and it really makes a huge difference.